Something that I think that needs to be talked about more is how autistic coded characters like Marshall in United States of Terror, they do a good job of like helping autistic people feel represented, particularly autistic people who've been like intentionally and unintentionally excluded from the national conversation or the global conversation around like autistic people and what makes someone autistic and all these other things, because something that I don't think we also really take into consideration is that because young white boys have been mostly known to be autistic, whether or not they were actually autistic, and they've sort of defined how we understand and talk about and engage with autistic people, that all the autistic people who've sort of been excluded have grown up like having socialized and learned to communicate in like very different ways that were also shaped by like racism, white supremacy, anti-blackness, queerphobia, transphobia, all these other things. And how that's also part of the reason why like even when talking about like autistic traits and stuff like that, like it's it'll never do a good job of like fully expressing or talking about the autistic experience, because like autistic people are as dynamic and complex and nuanced and affected by society as non-autistic people, and that's not really taken into consideration because a lot of people think that being autistic somehow makes it impossible for autistic people to socialize and communicate like regular people, and they also think that if someone is able to like socialize and communicate like regular people and like they don't quote unquote look autistic, that means that they're either not autistic or they've been like freed from autism, and that's also really not the case. I also think that autistic coded characters exist because I think people implicitly know and understand that autistic people are like dynamic and charismatic and charming, even if they do come across as like socially awkward. However, the way that autistic people are pathologized, it kind of makes it hard for people to reconcile what we've been socialized to believe about autistic people versus like the reality of autistic people. And yeah, it's just something that I think about a lot.